everyone, this is Archive 12, and today we have a new Daddyphatsnaps rap. This is the Absolute Batman rap, The City. And if you know anything about Absolute Batman, then you know that this could get crazy. For those who are unaware about Absolute Batman or don't know about the mythos, this is a Elseworld story where Batman where basically Darkseid wanted the villains to win, and so he used his powers to create a new universe where all the villains basically have everything that they want and the heroes don't. Like Wonder Woman has one arm and was born in the pits of hell, and Batman lost his father but not his mother, and therefore he does not have all of his riches. And Superman, I forget what's going on with Superman, but like it's something awful. All the superheroes are kind of in bad ways. It is a dark, it is a brutal universe. There are so many things that are nightmare fuel. Really, the only thing that Batman really has to look forward to is Absolute Catwoman. But and recent events have really stirred people up. I'm not gonna say any more than that. If you want to go do some research, do so, but understand this is a very gritty and dark and brutal comic. So especially the way that they do episode 1 of the annual or comic book 1 of the annual for Absolute Batman. I have enjoyed the story, although I do admit that the imagery is hard to look at sometimes, so keep that in mind. But I'm looking forward to seeing what DPS has done for Absolute Batman today. Link will be in the description below if you want to watch this without my commentary, because we'll be pausing and we'll be talking about it. And also down below is a link to my Patreon, where you'll find longer form reaction videos of various anime and TV shows such as Surreal Estate and Solo Leveling. And without further ado, let's get started. Absolute Bane. Absolute Bane would be nuts. Although I do have to say, the only thing that I would want more than Absolute Bane is Absolute Joker. But still, that's Absolute Bane would be nuts. I like how this piano has a slight Batman-y vibe to it, but it's not 100% Batman. It's just got like a callback to it, which is good because, you know, this is not typical Batman. This is, you know, a Batman that definitely has a different sort of trauma than the original one. Bitch, I do it for my city. It's beginning Perry City. Man, I swear to every city. I can be within the city. All the heathens in the sinners. You gon' see me in the center. Bitch, I do it for my city. Wanna see you with the roll call? Bitch, I'm dotting up your whole squad. Do it for the city. Where they at? Where they at? Better hide when the city fade black. Bitch, I do it for my city. Hey, you caught the boss today. Hotline if you lost your way, I'm on. Everybody wanna floss a chain. But the only thing I floss is pain. It's pure venom, blood spilled with the sauce in vain. I'm all will, pull pins when I toss grenades. Street cleaner, every down is a loss and gain. You lost the game, and hey, every loss I gain is no losses. Been a problem, like fire, no losses. You don't want it, gotta pray in the post solve it. Break them down, your solutions I'm so solving. I don't kill, but might sever your whole column. I don't know, okay, so the... After Absolute Batman Annual 1, that line doesn't ring true anymore. Just gonna say. But then again, yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say anything. Just for the sake of not getting into argument. I'm not gonna say anything. Just understand that I approve. Yeah, no. The line doesn't ring true in that sense, but everything else that DPS is saying here is quite factual. I like how this definitely does feel like a Batman rap. This feels similar in many ways to one of his older Batman raps, as not Batman Who Laughs, but like I think he's got an older one alongside the one for the Batman. And this feels like a little bit of a combination of both, with a lot of new elements to it. It has the hard hitting and darker punchlines to it. It has the bars that feel like Batman punches, which for absolute Batman would be a little excessive. Because absolute Batman is like tantamount to some of the Banes in the main and other Elseworld comics. And if that's saying something, then you should see what Absolute Bane is like. Oh, but yeah, no, this feels like a Batman rap, but it's definitely a lot more vicious in the tone. Like again, that fits the character. This feels very much like this is about justice, but justice and vengeance are two things that like oftentimes go hand in hand, but don't necessarily need to. And sometimes vengeance can be taken a little too far. So I like how like I like how DPS is kind of alluding to that with some of the things that he's saying here. The expecting the police line was probably my favorite one so far, just because again, this is a world that was created by Darkseid, which means that you have to expect things are going to be topsy-turvy when it comes to what justice truly is. I think that overall this was a good introduction for anyone who doesn't know what Absolute Batman's about. I feel like this song is a good introduction for that.
So durable, bro, brawny, bro, brawny, Mike Jordan, I'm so ollie. Death keep knocking, I answer it so calm and shit. I ain't ready, bitch, sorry. Where you going? Don't you run off. You made a promise when you let your gun off, so now I'm here to pun off. Run it back, bitch, I'm looking for some trouble. Where's that? Where is that? Where's that? What you thought I had a problem with the dark? I'm the pack, bitch. And I'm coming for the rats. Better hide when the city fade black.
A good man has ideals and morals he stands for.
Is that Mix Williams? Is Mix Williams on this track as like a narrator? He's been doing a lot of voice acting a lot. Yep, Mix Williams. Yep, okay. I thought so. He's been doing a lot of voice acting for songs, and I've really enjoyed the little introductions that he's done for a variety of different songs. It's not the first time he's been on a DPS track as a narrator, and I think that it fits very well. It helps, I guess, add a little extra layer to it that's not the rap, especially with this little interlude where it's like we get a whole bunch of stuff thrown at us, and now it's just calming down a little bit. And so I think Mix was perfect to add to here.
And when those morals are tested, a good man must become akin to the darkness he stands against.
It almost reminds me that, like, it almost makes me feel like he's narrating as Alfred. Honestly, that's what it feels like, is that he's narrating as Alfred.
Bitch, I do it for my city. It's beginning Pepsi City. Man, it's really every city. I can be in the city. All the heathens in the sinners. You gon' see me in the center. Bitch, I do it for my city. Wanna see you at the roll call. Bitch, I'm dotting up your whole squad. Do it for the city. Where they at? Better hide when the city fade black. Bitch, I do it for my city. Now the city is a circus. You know you hurt when you look for clowns that live a purpose. Hell's hot. I serve the maxes that lit the furnace. Bitch, I'm on the way. The tide is lurking. I'm shifting currents. Tell me who your fave. I spit a sermon and shift your current. Steal your girl, Selena Kyle. I get it purring. Selena Kyle, you pussy. You gon' need those 9 lives when you turn the dial to push me. I'm a menace.
Oh.
Got it, the Baba Yaga, the spine of Gotham. I brought me some product to get it poppin'. The dark is solving, the goblin. You're groveling for a coffin. You probably should have thought of your options before you brought me abomination. I won't let the comments become the prophecy. You see the candy so sweet till it went and rot your teeth. Now I'm in your grill, only thing you got is me. You run afraid, I'ma give you on top of the bottom.
Ooh, nice. Okay, I like the little flip that he did. I thought that, like, when he started rapping about Selena, he was gonna mention like something a little bit more positive, but I like the fact that, like, he kept it straight up as like, don't push me. Yeah, you're hot, but I will beat the crap out of you. Is essentially what happened. I like that stay the course, keep true to the vision of the song, and he did, because I really enjoyed that. he didn't make absolute Batman simp for absolute Catwoman, because like I said, that's really the only thing he's got going for him in this universe, I think. Um, just generally, that's it. um, I will say that the talking about like I missed exactly what he was referring to, but talking about how too much candy can rot your teeth definitely feels like, talking about the greed and corruption in Gotham. That's what I anticipate, like not anticipated, interpreted it as, because the fact that I think I missed the bar beforehand, but I interpreted that line as, the greed and corruption that spawned throughout all of Gotham. That's what's causing all of this. Like, that is the problem. And I think that's a accurate way of going about that. Like, that's true. That's genuine. If Gotham is uh corrupted in that way, it makes perfect sense to just say, yeah, no, we're just going to pull those rotten teeth out physically without lidocaine. That's kind of the entire thing of absolute Batman. Is he is there to excise the demons, the literal demons of his world, and he's going to do it as best as he possibly can. With a man and homemade tools and equipment, and no billions and billions of dollars to throw behind R&D. I think that's the reason why I like the premise of Absolute Batman so much, is that he's not hiding behind his money. Bruce Wayne is not an individual who is affluent and has a company behind him that can just do this. He is doing this practically on his own with Alfred's help, but very few other pieces of assistance. It's mostly just him. And I like, it forces you to look at what would happen if Batman got that desperate, if Batman didn't have the resources that he had, if no matter how much prep time, Batman was still on the back foot. Like, that's, I think, the reason why the Absolute series is so compelling to me and so many others, is because it puts Batman in a position that we rarely see him in, which is down on his luck, broken. He's not an extraordinary man who's trained with like the Tibetan monks and all that crap. He has training. I'm not saying he doesn't, but uh he's not like the invincible god tier regular mortal that we are used to seeing. He has all he is literally facing demons. He's literally facing devils. And he's failing sometimes. There's a couple of comics that are, like I said, kind of hard to look at, but he fails, and he continues to fail, and yet he continues to go. That's the reason why I like the Absolute Batman series, and also why it's sometimes hard to read, because you're not used to seeing someone as prominent as Batman in that position. But I think that's why it's gotten so popular, is because it is so different from everything else. We've seen what happens when billionaire Batman goes off the deep end. We've seen what happens when billionaire Batman basically becomes a new Joker. We've seen what happens when billionaire Batman comes with the conclusion that maybe heroes are wrong. And I'm of course referring to, I think, Owlman, I think is what it is. But or the Owl. I forget what the Elseworld version of Batman, who is just genuinely evil and like the opposite in moral code. But we haven't seen Batman, not very often anyway, where he has nothing, where he starts with nothing, where he doesn't have any buildup, and no matter what, everything is wrong. And it's a different way of telling that story. It's a different and unique way of telling that story. And it's very gritty, and it's very grimy, and very, at times, disgusting. But it's also compelling. And I feel like DPS has managed to capture that here, where like, this isn't your normal Batman. This is a more violent world. And DPS's song has highlighted a lot of that violence, a lot of that, like those socioeconomic issues that force Batman in the Absolute universe to do what he does the way he does, and to make exceptions at times for certain things, because they are required to be made in order to succeed in this world.
Don't you run off. You made a promise when you let your gun off. So now I'm here to pun off. Run it back, run it back. Bitch, I'm looking for some trouble. Where's that? Where's that? Where is Where's that? Where's that? What you thought I had a problem with the dark? I'm the pack, bitch. And I'm coming for the rats. Better hide when the city fade black. Now I'm rolling through the city.
I knew we weren't done. I didn't even see the progress bar, but I knew we weren't done yet. Oh. Hearing the instrumental like this, I don't know if that's an added feature, if that got popped in for this section, but that really high-pitched, like, synthetic instrument that's going on, that is a very unique touch. I don't think I heard that at any other point in the song, but I really like it. Brilliant. I love this art too that he has, but I will say that that thumbnail did not look nearly bulky enough. Like I feel like you could have expanded his shoulders about 3 more feet. That was fantastic. I loved every second of that. That was such a really cool and interesting take on how to cover Batman. Just like the Absolute Batman series is an interesting take on how to cover Batman. That was really good. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to seeing if we get enough for Absolute Bane. It looks like we're getting close. We're about, I think it said 10,000 likes. We're already at 4,300. So if I feel like that's doable. I feel like that's doable. But anyway, that's going to be it for me. Thank you for joining me. I am Arcoppa12, and I will see you in the next video.